This is Rhonda Winiger, and you're listening to the Bomber Buzz.
It's a great day in the Bomber Nation, and you're listening to the Bomber Buzz. This is our podcast coming to you from the Bomber Nation right here at Berthold Public School. I'm Principal Jacob Jenkins. Joining me as usual is Dean of Students, Mr. Paul Rudolph. Paul, how's the week going?
The week has been kind of broken up, right? With that little storm that passed through.
Yeah, that was quite the... We released early that day. That was definitely the right choice because when that wind and snow started, it was not great out.
Nope, it was not great. And Wednesday was a good day to... I don't know if too many people ventured out on Wednesday with that wind and just blowing snow on the roads the way they were. If you didn't have to go, you shouldn't.
Yeah,
so that's
absolutely. Fact. Yeah, I had to drive my wife to an appointment, and it was not great.
No, yeah, I think that's safe to say.
Yeah.
So the week has been unique, right? Just because you get broken up and kind of 2 days,
two
and
days,
then 2 days, and a day off,
days.
and then 2 back today. So it seems like it's went probably faster than normal.
Agreed.
And you never know exactly how everybody's going to react when they have a kind of an
unplanned
day, right? Sometimes those unplanned days off, I don't know. I found like, oh, God, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
My wife asked me, what are you going to do today? I was like, I might practice being retired. Who knows?
I want to see what doing nothing feels like for a change.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, so we had fun. But
yeah, agreed. Well, we got not a whole lot of activities right now. Again, we're kind of in that lull between fall and winter sports. One thing we do have going on tonight and tomorrow night is the play Who Killed Elvis? That's here at the old gym. And we got 23 kids. Not all of them on stage. A few are our tech crew. And if you're looking for some fun show, they've been putting a lot of hard work. You can listen to last week's episode. We interviewed some actors and talked about the play a lot. But that'll be... tonight and tomorrow night. That's $10 admission for adults. Student get in free, and there's a bake sale going on during that. What else do we got going on?
Well, and then we do have our first junior high girls basketball game today versus Glenburn at 4 and 5 today in the new gym. And obviously we'll be after the matinee and before the big performance tonight.
Yep.
And then Monday of next week, we play junior high girls basketball again at Surrey on Monday the 25th. Otherwise, next week with the short week with Thanksgiving on Thursday and Friday, not a lot going on.
Yeah, 3-day week.
As far as activities go. But then, boy, once Thanksgiving is over, then we get fast and furious again.
Yeah, on our calendar, we have all of the Bomber events coded in purple. And my calendar is just solid purple for December. Pretty much.
December. There's not a lot of days where it's busy.
It is. It's a busy month. We really kind of jump in, and then it's going pretty solid until that little lull in March.
Right.
Yeah.
It does go pretty solid with kind of some, just until you get into March there, then we get a little bit of a lull, correct? Yeah.
Well, I do want to let everyone know that we will be doing our charity shopping again this year. We've done this for many, many years. On December 5th, our Bomber Buddies are going to go charity shopping, and on December 6th, our Community Cares are going to go charity shopping. This year, we've been sent Angels, and that's basically kids. People put their names and ages and kind of what they like, and then you go and you shop for them. You don't know their name, but the church knows their name, and then you basically make a Christmas for kids who probably wouldn't otherwise have a Christmas.
That's awesome.
So we are asking for a $10 donation that covers $5 to add to the charity shopping, and then $5 we're going to go see a movie afterwards, at least with the Bomber Buddies. And so that kind of defrays those expenses a little bit. And if you'd like to donate beyond that, we would certainly appreciate that. Or if you're a committee member, you don't have a kid participating, but would like to donate for that shopping for the Angels, that'd be great. You can just bring money to the office, and we'll make sure that it gets spent for kids in need in Ward County. So looking forward to that. We'll talk more about that next week as well. So I guess that's really kind of it.
Yeah, it's kind of, unfortunately, it is kind of it. I always like it when there's a little more activity going on. But I mean, it's still good education
for
happening
sure
every day, and just not the extracurricular style. But the play tonight, one out every 4 kids down in our school are involved in that.
That's right. It's quite a high percentage of participation.
They've been talking about it for quite some time. They're pretty excited to let it roll today.
Yeah, if you want to if you want to watch some people pretend to be Elvis, we got a little bit of everything. We got comedy, we got suspense, there's dancing. It's just zany craziness. The kids are having a great time. I guarantee laughs. If you come and you just hate it, I'll give you your money back because it's not going to happen.
No, they're pretty excited. I'm anxious to see it. I know that.
Yeah. Yep. And we have our matinee today at 1:30, so that's coming up real fast. We've got a really great episode today, Paul. I'm really impressed. We're going to start this episode by talking with Mrs. Gravesen. She started Sprouts Club and Aviators Club with our elementary kids, and she's going to kind of tell us about those programs. That's a fun interview. Mm-hmm. And then to close out our show, we have 3 fifth graders, Tatum Schenfisch, Luke Ennis, and Nathaniel Dahl. And 5th grade with social studies has done this really unique program talking about Native American heritage throughout the United States. And they each got a tribe and they studied it. And then they had to make a diorama of like the lodgings, and they are quality.
They really are.
It's just, I'm so impressed by the work that they put in. I got to watch a presentation, Harmony Lemire's. It was so well researched, and her the house that she built was just amazing.
Yeah, they did a great job. I got to watch the kind of their they're just getting started, going to give a presentation, and I was really impressed. I thought they did a fantastic job, and they covered all the areas of the United States, and got to see some similarities and some differences, and it was good. It was a good project. Yeah,
so stay tuned for that. They definitely learned a lot, and they're going to share that with us. And I think big kudos go out to Mrs. Osmondson. Just a really well put together project, and the kids really learned something. And so, just a big shout out to Mrs. Osmondson for just really engaging the kids in a real unique and fun way.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
So that'll all coming up to you here in just a few minutes. Stick with us on the Bomber Buzz. United Agronomy's mission is to improve the lives of their patrons and their families by offering data-driven solutions that fit each individual acre. From its start with a Berthold office location in the year 2000, United Agronomy has grown quickly to 4 locations in Berthold, Ross, Parshall, and Williston, and continues to expand their partnerships and offerings. From soil testings and crop scouting to custom spray application and fertilizer delivery and more, United Agronomy offers you the farming solutions you need to get the most out of every acre while exemplifying our small town values. Make sure to visit their website or give them a call to find out how they can help you. United Agronomy is a proud sponsor of the Bomber Nation.
This is Mr. Wurtsema with your fun fact of the week. Did you know President William Henry Harrison served only 32 days in the White House, making his presidency the shortest term in the history of the United States? Now you know.
We're back on the Bomber Buzz, and joining us now we've got Mrs. Janae Gravesen. She's our school counselor. And last year, and continuing on to this year, we started doing some really cool stuff with our K through 6, right?
Right.
Yeah, and so she's going to talk to us kind of today about Sprouts and Aviators. So let's start with Sprouts. What can you tell us about Sprouts?
So Sprouts I started last year as a way for kids to kind of see what we do on the high school end, and we have some really cool amenities down there, the greenhouse being included. So I wanted to start with them. Sprouts Club, which essentially is planting in the greenhouse, veggies, flowers, also doing bigger projects this year. Miss Philippek was generous enough to volunteer some of her high school classes to work with Sprouts, which has been awesome. So these kids are coming down 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. We've already had a planting day in the greenhouse, and we've planted carrots, spinach, radishes, peppers, tomatoes, lettuce, a bunch of different flowers. And we got to do that with the high school kids. So 4th, 5th, and 6th grade really enjoyed that. And then we do have some other projects planned too for throughout the year, working with the high school kids on making planter boxes for around town. We talked about doing a kids farmers market once our produce starts kind of coming in and we get more of that. We also talked about doing just different succulent arrangements. Maybe that's for Mother's Day or some type of occasion that we'll have. And we even looked at planting roses for the senior class because that is their flower this year. A lot of different things, but we touch base on, the counseling side of things. We talk about some different character traits, responsibility being a big one.
Yes.
And then another one would be cooperation and teamwork, working with different kids in different classes, and also respecting the space we're in. They aren't used to being down in the shop or the greenhouse, so that's just even a new environment for them.
Right. Yeah. That is definitely somewhere they're not normally at.
No.
I bet most of them didn't even really know what that was.
No, and we're a big ag community, I believe.
Yes.
So getting these kids hands-on experience in that agricultural avenue is great. So this has been a good way to do that.
So when you were thinking about things to do with kids, what leapt out to you, or how did this idea come to you with Sprouts?
Well, personally, I love gardening, but I also know it really teaches the kids patience and things like that. And like I said, we have a lot of cool spaces in our building, and I really wanted to utilize our greenhouse more than just with the high school. So that's when I thought of the elementary, and VOIG teachers have been great with that as well. Oh, yeah. So even with last year into this year, they're very supportive. They have great ideas too. Miss Philippek and I actually filled out 2 grants for Sprouts this year.
Cool.
And we got one of them for sure that we're still waiting to hear back on the Verendry one. But so even just being able to collaborate with other staff has been very beneficial for me too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And which grades are Sprouts then?
So Sprouts is 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. Last year was just 4th grade as we were just kind of starting
piloting it out.
Mm-hmm. And, but it's 4th, 5th, and 6th grade this year. And they work with the agronomy class and a couple of the other ag classes on the high school end.
Okay. Well, let's move on to Aviators then. Tell us about Aviators then.
Aviators. So I came up with the group Aviators for kindergarten and 1st and 2nd and 3rd. I take kindergarten and 1st grade boys for 20 minutes and rotate with the girls, and then same thing with 2nd and 3rd grade. And our motto is soaring our way through SEL. So hence we are the Aviators. So we just work on just different character traits, SEL traits. We really talk a lot about being your own voice and being a part of your community and putting your stamp on this place and, just advocating for yourself. And also it involves working together because they don't get to have that time with those other grades. So it's nice to get them into smaller groups and work that way.
Sure. Kind of blending our grades together.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, SEL stands for Social Emotional Learning. And it's just basically, I guess when it comes down to it, it's how do you be a good person? It's things teaching respect, kindness. I believe our theme right now, because we have a different theme every month, is generosity.
Gratitude.
Oh, gratitude.
Yep.
Gratitude.
You're close.
I had the G right.
Mm-hmm. And then we bring up those topics in these small groups too, because we try to, tie it into those character strong traits we're focusing on that month, because then they're getting it from different, areas, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I didn't know how many parents kind of knew about this. How often do Aviators meet? How often do Sprouts meet?
So Sprouts, we just kind of did all of our planting. So then we're going to meet 2 more times in December before break. So at least twice a month. And then same thing with Aviators, at least twice a month. I'd love to do it more. If there's more time to do it, I'd do it more. The kids really enjoy it and I get really good feedback from them. So it's just been a really fun way to do things with the kids and incorporate different avenues of our school.
For sure.
Yeah.
What are some ways that maybe parents listening could help support that with their kids when their kids come home?
Yeah, I'm always up for ideas too. So if there's anybody in the community that's a really good gardener, I know you're out there, because I'll start making phone calls. Any ideas that you would have for us to utilize the greenhouse and ways to go about that, I'm always open to that. As far as working at home, just even touching base on like our character strong trait for the month. I know our elementary teachers and high school teachers will send things out or snippets out of what we're working on. Just reiterating those traits at home, I think would be great.
Yeah, agreed. Well, Mrs. Gravesen, is there anything else you'd like to say about Sprouts Aviators or just anything in general to our listening audience?
SCL is always something you can work on no matter what age.
That's right.
It's a work in progress, and nobody will ever master it, I don't feel like, but there's always a way to improve it.
Yeah, and we've been posting on our website usually at the beginning of the month what our focus is for the month.
Yep.
So if you just watch for that, you can see what they're talking about and just ask your kids, hey, tell me about generosity.
Yeah, and just for parents, ask your kids about Sprouts. Ask them about aviators. See what they think. Let them share with you what we're doing. I had a student come and tell me he was so excited because we were talking about our 5 senses, and I had them reach into a mystery bag with a blindfold on, and they had to tell me what that item was without seeing it. And he got a plastic fork. But the best part was he came the next day and told me he grabbed 6 different things and put them in a bag and had his family do it at home because he could not believe he got a plastic fork. So, I mean, it's just things like that. I'm hoping they're bringing these things home, but if they're not, ask them questions. Ask them about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for some fun discussion there.
Right.
All right, well, Mrs. Gravesen, thanks for joining us. We've got more coming up, so stick with us. Berthold Farmers Elevator is open 5 days a week, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. If you have spring wheat, corn, canola, durum, yellow peas, or feed barley, make sure to give them a call at 453-3431. Visit their website at bertholdfarmers.com for the latest in market, weather, and news information. Berthold Farmers Elevator is a proud sponsor of the Bomber Nation. We're back on the Bomber Buzz, and I have 3 fifth graders here with us today. Tatum Schenfisch, Luke Ennis, and Nathaniel Dahl. And you guys just did a big project for social studies, right? Nathaniel, do you want to tell us about the project?
Yeah, so we did a project about some Indian tribes, and we had to write an essay about it and make a model of like what their house would be.
Well, that sounds really cool.
It was pretty cool. I got an opportunity to sit in there and watch their it wasn't their final synopsis on each tribe that they worked on, but they did a great job. It was really enjoyable and fun to watch.
Yeah, yesterday I got to sit in and watch Harmony's presentation. So let's start over here with Tatum. Tatum, why don't you tell us about your project?
Well, on my project, we like went on my house. I don't know what to say. It was a log house, so I like built the house and then I put like decorations around it for the background, and that made it show like what was around the house and what the house would look like.
Oh, neat. Okay.
What tribe did you?
I did the Chinook tribe.
The Chinook tribe. And where's the Chinook tribe primarily located?
Well, they are located in the northwestern area along the coast of along the coast up to Alaska and down to California, and they normally live by a river and by Oregon.
Yeah. What did their house look like? What did their lodging look like?
Well, it was a plank house, so it was long and big.
Long and big. Was there more than one family?
I bet there was 2 families that lived in there.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's really neat. Luke, why don't you tell us about your project?
I did the Seminole tribe for the house. I built a chickee, and the chickee was supported with stilts from cypress logs.
Oh.
And it had no walls. And then I put a background with palm trees and a sun and some clouds.
Oh, that sounds really neat.
Yeah. Why would they have it on stilts?
So if it flooded, it wouldn't get rotten.
No, I gotcha.
What area did they live in?
Present day Florida right now.
Okay. So somewhere where flooding would be a real possibility.
Yeah.
Yes.
What were some of the other tribes that some of your classmates worked on?
The Utes,
I think they did the Lakota.
Lakota?
yeah,
Yeah.
Lakota.
Okay. Utes,
Yep.
the Lakota. Nathaniel, you remember any others?
The Yuki tribe.
The Yuki tribe? Where would the Yuki tribe be?
They were along like the coast of California,
Okay.
somewhere around there.
Oh, and Ashton, I think she did the Mohawk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Mohawk. Up in the northeast part of the country.
Whenever I think of Mohawk, I think of like the tribe had Mohawks in their hair.
Yeah.
Well, you learned that they didn't have to.
So, Luke, what was your project on then?
Or Nathaniel?
Or Nathaniel? I was.
My project was on the Hopi tribe, and they had like brick houses made of like stone and like red clay.
Oh,
They lived in like a desert sort of area, and they live in present day Arizona. So it's very like hot there.
yeah.
Was there anything that you guys, when you listened to other people's projects, was there anything you picked up on that they were all somewhat consistent about?
Well, the men and women, they technically did the same thing. Like the men, they went and hunted and got all the food, and they trained their sons how to do those things too. And then the woman, like, made the clothing, prepared the food, and fed the other people.
That was pretty consistent amongst all
Yeah.
the presentations?
Mhm.
Anything else that you picked up on?
What was something that you found surprising? Maybe something that you didn't know that you were like, oh, well, that's really interesting.
Well, the surprising thing, I have one surprising thing about Nathaniel's is how, since they live in Arizona, it's normally really hot, but in the winter it gets very cold, he said.
Oh, sure.
And for Tatum's, I didn't know that they made waterproof clothes.
Interesting.
Waterproof clothes. We're still struggling with that right now.
Yeah.
Which tribe did you have again, Tatum?
The Chinook.
Oh, the Chinook. Up. So they probably used the seals.
Yeah, they use seal skin and cedar bark to make it. And Lewis and Clark wanted to trade with them when they came through.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How about you? How about Nathaniel?
You
What was
learn
something
anything?
interesting that you learned or were surprised by?
I was kind of surprised by Harmony's tribe because they are in like a very grassy plains area, and sometimes the grass would be sharp and it would cut them, so they made like clothes to protect them from like sharp grass.
Getting cut from the grass?
That surprised me too.
Yeah, that is interesting. Interesting. So it was well worth it then.
Yeah.
We all learned a little bit of
Yeah.
something about the different parts of the country and how the Native Americans and the settlers, so to speak, had to kind of be aware of certain things, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you guys to build your houses? I mean, I took a look at them. We had them on display out there, and they're really elaborate. I mean, you guys did some real work. So about how long did it take you to make those?
I bet it took like 1 to 2 days. Mine took 2 days. Well, 1.5, I should say.
How about for you guys?
Mine took probably like 3 hours to build, but then the next day I had to let it dry, so then I could add the other details. So it probably took 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, mine took 2 days too.
2 days. You guys must have done a lot of work in
I
2
like
days
it.
because that was a lot. It was really good stuff.
It was pretty good work in class. You can see that in most everything they do. They do
Yeah.
a nice job.
Yeah, we'll work on getting those pictures up on the website so you can go to the news section of the Berthold School site and check those out because they're really neat.
Yeah. Good job, guys. Anything else you want to tell us?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, me neither.
Nathaniel, you want to close it out? You good?
He's shaking his head. He's
All
good.
right. Well, thanks, guys. We
All right.
appreciate you coming
Well,
in.
thank you, Nathaniel, Luke, and Tatum. Tatum and I have a bit of a speed card game rivalry going. Maybe this year you can beat me, Tatum. What do you think?
I don't know. I've been been practicing with my mom a little bit, so maybe, I don't know. You're pretty fast.
We'll see. It's pretty fun. So, well, thank you guys for being on the Bomber Buzz. Check out their projects on our website, and we'll be back in just a minute. Birdsall Grain and Seed is a farmer seed company. They specialize in seed sales and feed grade and seed conditioning. Birdsall Grain and Seed strives to provide the best and newest varieties that are conditioned to meet their high standards. As a family-owned company, they live their core values of quality, integrity, service, people, and trust. Their motto, a farmer's seed and agronomy company, reminds us daily that their business is built around satisfying the needs of their customers with information they have learned over a long legacy of their own farm. Birdsall Grain and Seed is a proud sponsor of the Bomber Nation. You've been listening to the Bomber Buzz. This is our weekly podcast hosted right here in the Bomber Nation. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to like and subscribe so that you get notified of all of our new episodes. We try to post new episodes on Fridays every week so that you can be informed of all the latest things coming in, going throughout the Bomber Nation and the school. If there's something that you would like to hear, or if you'd like to make an appearance on the podcast, we'd be happy to have you. Just let us know. You can contact myself, Principal Jacob Jenkins, or Dean of Students, Mr. Paul Rudolph, either by email at jacob.jenkins@k12.nd.us or paul.rudolph@k12.nd.us, or simply call the school at 453-3484. We'd be happy to have you on or talk about what's interesting to you. We thank you for listening. Fly high, Bombers.